December 16, 1944. At 0630 hours, in Mona, Germany, the pencil raced desperately over the frost-laden paper as Hetman Klaus Richa of the 12th SS Panzer Division chronicled what would later stand as one of the most horrifying notes in the Wehrmacht combat records. The American forces have unveiled a new weapon that contradicts all established tactical principles. Our soldiers are being killed where they lie in their foxholes by artillery shells detonating in mid-air above them. There is no shelter, no means of protection. Fatality descends directly from above, through the morning fog. RTOR had only just observed the total destruction of a battalion in the act of crossing exposed ground near Hen. This was not the result of typical direct impacts, which are uncommon in artillery engagements. Nor was it due to standard time-fused munitions requiring exact timing, but rather by something inconceivable. Rounds that, in some way, were able to determine the exact instant to burst, erupting 30 feet over his troops' position, showering deadly fragments downward in a sequence that no dugout or trench could shield them from. Even now, the technical accomplishments they managed appear unbelievable by modern standards. The proximity fuse worked as a continuous wave radar device that broadcast in the 180 to 220 MHz range, frequencies that represented the forefront of radio science in 1940. The metallic casing of the shell itself acted as the radiating antenna energized by a small cone-shaped antenna at the front. The complete assembly utilized an autodyne layout with a single oscillator tube serving the dual role of transmitter and receiver. An impressive simplicity in engineering arose from harsh limitations on available space. He devoted his later years to astronomical investigation, deliberately distancing himself from the field of weapons creation. James Van Allen transformed his experience during the war into groundbreaking space exploration research. The shock resistance he engineered for proximity fuses safeguarded the equipment on board early satellites. When questioned regarding his activities during the war, he would merely respond, "I contributed to saving lives. Nothing else I have accomplished comes close in importance." The women who assembled proximity fuses, such as Betty Morrison at Crossley, Marie Collins at Johns Hopkins, and the thousands more whose names remain unrecorded, performed their clandestine service quietly. The majority remained unaware of what they were constructing until many years later, if they learned at all. Their agile hands and meticulous care preserved innumerable lives thousands of miles away. The military personnel who used proximity fuses recognized their significance instantly. Gunners mate Anthony Pui of USS Helena expressed the sentiment for numerous others. "Those shells with green bands were like divine protection. Each instance we loaded one, we realized that an American flyer or sailor would survive because of it." Most significantly, it demonstrated that democratic countries combining their intellectual and industrial capacities were capable of accomplishing marvels that authoritarian regimes could only imagine. Within those vacuum tubes, which James Van Allen instructed how to endure unimaginable stresses. Within those circuits, designed by Lloyd Berkner to sense imminent death. In those components meticulously soldered with flawless accuracy by countless anonymous women lay the difference between success and failure, between liberty and oppression, between the world we gained and a world too dreadful to consider. The proximity fuse truly stood out as the most impactful secret weapon of the conflict. Not due to its strength, but because it was deployed everywhere, constantly, with decisive effect. It was the device that thought, and through its thinking, it aided thoughtful individuals in safeguarding their ability to think. The German troops at Elsenborn Ridge, crouched in shelters that no longer offered safety, faced more than unmatched firepower. They encountered what was to come, a time when intelligence incorporated into arms would amplify human power beyond what had been previously conceived. That future, conceived during the critical periods of 1940, forged during global warfare, and validated on battlegrounds from the Pacific to Europe, originated from a straightforward concept. Suppose an artillery shell could think? That solution protected the free world.